I'm joined now by Jagrit Malhotra, partner at Lunexa. Jagrit, thanks for joining us today.
Pleasure.
So tell us about Lunexa. What do you guys do?
Lunexa is a consulting services and solutions firm entirely focused on enterprise data integration, data warehousing, and business intelligence. We're based in San Francisco, right down the freeway, and largely because of the high demand in our field, as well as because of the success we've had with our customers. We have 100% referenceability with our customers. We've experienced some exciting growth. We've grown at an average annually about 75% over the past 5 years. We provide both advisory as well as implementation services in our field. And there are a few things that we like to emphasize to our clients when describing our services. Firstly, all of our consultants have end-to-end experience and or training in at least one ETL technology, at least one database platform, and at least one business intelligence tool. And our customers find that invaluable because all of a sudden they find that their technical decisions are not being made in a silo, but are being made while considering the overall architectural considerations and how different components within that architecture work together. Secondly, we've coined a term, we've set about delivering a service which we term strategic consulting at the project level. Unfortunately, what we found was that strategic consulting too often was being performed at an executive level, where, for example, somebody was laying out a 5-year roadmap. But our clients were finding that a bit too abstract, something that they couldn't really act on immediately. And so what we really want to do is provide that type of strategic consulting, but inject it at the project level to drive the success of each individual project through activities like benchmarking, best practices, methodology, different processes, approaches, and lessons learned from all our implementation experiences over the past years. And our customers have been responding well to these key aspects of our services offerings.
You guys have a block on the marketplace. Tell us about it.
So a couple of years ago, and I'm not sure if it was coincidence or whether it was a sign of trends in the market, a whole bunch of our customers, as well as prospective clients, came to us and were basically asking us for the same thing, which was, we have this island of web data out there, either our web logs or from a solution such as Omniture, which relies more on web tagging. And what we'd like to be able to do is bring that in and integrate that with everything else we have within our data warehouse, whether it be information about our customers, our products, our channels, our transactions. They saw great value from that integration, which is pretty obvious to see. Also, what they said to us is, we want to not use the proprietary tools that they're providing, but we already have an ETL tool or a data integration platform. We'd like to use that. We already have a business intelligence technology, and we'd like to use that. So we set about doing that, and what we have now is a second version of our solution, which has prepackaged ETL with Informatica. It has a prepackaged data model for not only web data, but also for those integration points with other dimensions of data, as well as has a whole set of predefined reports, dashboards that enable that web analytics integration. And our customers have responded really positively to this. They see immense value. And really the goals of this solution, what we're trying to provide to our clients is two things. One, deeper analytics by integrating that other type of data with web data. And secondly, time to value. We've gone ahead and prepackaged as much as we can to ensure that customers can get this solution out as quickly as possible.
In addition to being a seller on the marketplace, because of the business you're in, doing implementations, helping customers be successful, you're also a buyer, is that right?
We're a heavy consumer of blocks in the marketplace. For us as and I guess step back, the word buyer is probably somewhat inaccurate because there are so many solutions out there, so many tools, utilities that are free and are sort of in that sort of trial space. And so those are extremely valuable for us. But as an implementer, it made so much sense for us to rely on the marketplace. For us, obviously, deploying things as quickly as possible for our clients is extremely valuable. And it doesn't make sense for us to have to reinvent the wheel. We'd much rather leverage things that have already been done before, and that's where the marketplace comes in for us. Also, what we found is it creates an awareness for complementary technologies out there that might fit into the project they're working on at a given time. So we might have a large project, we might be producing a particular component of it, and very often with these solutions, you're looking for complementary technologies that fit into the broader solution. And the marketplace is a great resource for us to be able to go to figure out if those types of technologies exist out there.
So Jagrit, tell us about some of the blocks you guys have found particularly helpful.
Absolutely. The first one that comes to mind is probably the ICC utility. And I believe that's a utility that's actually been developed by the Informatica Professional Services Organization. So chances are if it works for them, it's definitely going to work for implementers like us. But what's really nice about it is that it goes ahead and and really increases the productivity and streamlines some of the processes, some of the more labor-intensive processes typically associated with ETL development. Things like going ahead and documenting your workflows and your mappings. Another one is capacity planning by going ahead and looking at the memory utilization details. What we also like about it is the fact that it's a template-driven process. And so things like going ahead and doing code reviews or going ahead and setting up the processes for code migration requests becomes a lot easier. And then finally, the fact that it uses the Informatica Velocity template is very reassuring to us because that means that the best practices are being adhered to.
Give us another example.
Another one that comes to mind is the AutoType Excel macro. Again, very similar to the first one. It's really, I think, very helpful for going ahead and reducing the time required with some of those more repetitive, more laborious tasks. For example, Power Center developers will typically be involved in some very complex transformations with multiple mappings, multiple ports. And really what this results in is you have, for these different ports, you have the creation of those ports, the renaming of them, you have the setting up of the data type, you have the setting up the different logic for the different ports. And so all that takes up a lot of time and results in some error-prone processes. And so really the AutoType Excel macro, what that enables is really the power of Excel being applied to the Power Center designer and really makes those error-prone repetitive tasks a lot quicker, a lot more efficient to execute on.
Excellent. Any others?
One third last one that comes to mind, I think, is the iExport Normalizer. Very handy tool to go ahead and be able to compare objects and the differences between objects across different environments, objects being examples of objects in the Informatica world, obviously being the workflows and being the mappings. What we also really like about it is the fact that you can go ahead and segregate some differences which might not be as important to you as compared to other ones which you really want to focus on. And even nicer is the fact that you can go ahead and customize the rule set by which it goes ahead and picks out those differences. And I think that makes it a very handy tool and utility for us to work with.
Sounds like you've gotten a lot of value out of the marketplace. What would you tell someone that hasn't been yet?
What it strikes me as is it encompasses a lot of the strengths of some of the app stores out there in the consumer world. You don't have to buy something. There's a whole bunch of free and trial utilities, solutions, and tools that users can leverage. There's something for pretty much any role. We're implementers. There's a lot for us. There's a lot for administrators. There's a lot for developers. Probably most importantly, there's a seal of approval, which lets us know that these tools are safe to use, and they've gone through the Informatica rigor to make sure everything is going to be fine with them. But I think more than talking about it more, I just recommend that folks get out there and check it out because I think they're going to find that there's a lot of tools, utilities, solutions that they can use that makes their work with Informatica products that much more effective, that much more streamlined, that much more efficient.
Jagrit, thank you very much for your time today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Scott.